The Manhattan market has shifted, and honestly, it's not the way most people would have expected. If you're looking to buy or sell in Manhattan in 2026, this video is for you. I'm going to talk truthfully and understand what is actually happening in our market right now and how it affects your next move. What's going on? Kyle Powers here, Haven Real Estate Group at eXp Realty, your Manhattan real estate expert. Today in this video, I am going to cover real numbers, real trends, real things that are happening in Riley County and Pottawatomie County and across the Manhattan market. But before we do jump in, I want to know, what is your biggest question mark? Is it interest rates? Is it pricing? Is it timing of the market? What is that? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. The question that I get the most, especially right now, is how's the market today? Well, this is your snapshot. Here's the thing, you guys, is that inventory is not tight anymore. Right now, the market has shifted to a little bit more of months supply. What that means, I would say right now we're about 3.5 to 4.5 months of supply for 2026 as we go into 2026. So what that means for you is that if you are a buyer, the demand is so much softer, meaning there's not 5, 10, 15 offers going on one house, unless it's a good deal, unless it's a good price, There's so many caveats to that. That said, we have 103 houses on the market as of today when I'm recording this video. So your snapshot is showing that the average days on market, we are looking at about 40 to 55 days on market. So for sellers, what that means is that you need to expect that you're not going to get those 5 offers on that first day. The reason being is that we have more inventory, less buyers getting crazy on it all, and they are starting to shop a little bit more. So it is more important for you as sellers. It's way more important these days to actually have and keep a good product, meaning your home, keeping it clean, making sure it looks nice, making sure it shows nicely, so we can make sure we get you taken care of on that end of it. The other side is that prices are basically flat. I would tell you from year over year, it has not changed more than 1%. I'm not going to say the prices have gone down, but they definitely have not gone up either. So having that kind of just a flat line right now, we've plateaued. What that means is that we've got sellers that aren't willing to go much further down and buyers that we're kind of pushing against each other, and that's kind of where we're at. Now, some of them, depending on what that is, stuff moves a little quicker. But the good news for buyers is that you have the option to you have a little bit more time than what you've had in the past. This is nothing different than what I'd seen prior to the COVID years and things that way. We've all been very, very spoiled over the COVID years and what that looks like. So understand that this is a normal, quote unquote, normal market pre-COVID. This is kind of what we're getting back to. So this is a normal thing that happens in our real estate cycle. Next thing I want to talk to you about is buyer behavior and interest rates. You guys, here's the crazy part, right? The crazy part about all of this is that this is where our biggest shift has happened. So whether you are a seller and trying to understand what's going on with the buyer, or as a buyer buying your first property, second property, third property, whatever home it is, the thing that it is that buyers are acting completely different than what they did a year ago. And what I mean by that is that there's not that urgency to make offers day of, first time you've seen it. I've had buyers that have gone back and seen houses 2, 3, 4 times. And the crazy part is that everyone's kind of slowing down a little bit and understanding what the market's giving them. They are getting more selective and thinking, okay, well, I've got time, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Now, it's not to say that some buyers don't act in a drop of a hat, because I do. Everybody's motivation is a little bit different. So I think that's very important to understand. But that's a big one. The interest rates as well. The experts have been calling for a year or more that interest rates are going to go down. Interest rates are going to go down. Interest rates are going to go down. And they've pretty well hovered that 6.5 to 7. 6, 7, right? But they've stayed in that range of percentage. And so this is becoming our new normal for most buyers. I know myself, I'm looking to buy right now. And I'm trying to figure out where that property is, where that home is that I want to move my family to. And so that's just part of it, right? Like I'm looking to move because I want to change the house. And let's be real, I just don't like sitting in a house too long. So, but that's part of it, right? So I think that's the thing that most people need to understand is that buyers are going to buy, they're going to move, they're going to make changes. The same side of that as selling as well. But understanding the market and understanding where buyers' heads are at, that's where you start to really win. One, in negotiations, and two, on pricing homes and doing things that way. On the flip side of this, I want you guys to understand that sellers still have leverage if they price the home correctly, right? So the thing with this is that if you are thinking about selling, timing is in your favor, right? I've told so many clients, especially lately, if you price the home right and you don't overprice or underprice, and you price it right in that one and truthfully just a little bit below where it needs to be, you should be getting offers and should be getting showings and should be getting things quickly. The way I always look at things is in kind of an accurate information for 2026 and moving as we go into 26 is that if you price correctly, your home should be off the market or pending in 30 to 45 days. Right? So if you've been on the market for longer than 30 days, you probably need to start thinking about, well, did I price it right? Am I doing things differently? Should I change things, right? If it's an overpriced home, you're looking at 60 plus days on the market. And trust me when I tell you this, buyers are looking at that. They're looking at, what's wrong with this home? What's going on with this home? How come it hasn't sold? 9 times out of 10, for you buyers that are watching this, 9 times out of 10, it's because it's been priced up higher. So start looking at price adjustments and things like that if you are a seller. If you want to sell it. If you don't, that's fine. Let it ride and eventually you'll find that perfect buyer for your home. It always works out that way. So the other thing that I want to talk to you about for both buyers and sellers is that repairs and concessions are back. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten buyer paid closing costs out of the sellers. I've gotten, the sellers are willing to do more and more repairs. I've got, a couple of roofs that have been replaced or being replaced as well. So these are things that are back on the table. It's not when you have 5 offers on it. And I want you to understand as a seller, like just be prepared, right? Depending on where we price it. If you're like, nope, this is the bottom, I can't do anything more, well, then let's actually price it there and we can make adjustments and do things that way. Buyers, same side of that, right? So I think that's a big one. But back to that, the condition and presentation of your home actually matters now. And now it's not just throwing it on the market and we get 10 offers. We have to sell it, right? Your home is a product for sale now. And I want you to understand, like, getting into this stuff and presenting your home at the best possible light. I just told you I'm getting ready to list my house, or eventually I'm going to sell my house. I don't know when yet, but I'm going through and I had the entire house repainted, right? I just updated my bathroom. I just updated the flooring. I did all of these things. I'm doing all of these things in preparation to sell my home, because I want it to be listed at the best possible price, right? So those are important things to be looking at, whether you're looking to buy or sell. Land and new construction, truthfully, this area of our market has really stayed pretty steady. It's not exploding by any means, but it definitely hasn't tapered off at all. Land interest is still up, but realistically, we're about not crazy big of a spike, but you're about 20 to 40%. Custom builds are under $500,000 are still in big demand right now. So that's something to kind of look at. Builders are active, but not oversupplied. They don't have a ton of stuff on the market that's just sitting there. Things are still moving along, as long as it's, again, priced right and built well. I think those are really big ones. I would say that just kind of our new builds in the area are, as long as they are priced well, I do see a lot of people still wanting to go into the new build market. So those are things to just kind of be paying attention to as you get there. And if you're looking for land and or new builds. Some of the neighborhoods that I've actually been watching and have some really good turnover and really good stuff going on right now is that obviously the east side of town, there's a lot of new builds, a lot of strong builder presence with those homes that are going out there. There's a lot of new lots. So if you do have a new build or want a new build, there is a lot of vacant lots that we can get you into. A lot of the other ones are the Miller Parkway, Lee Mill Heights area. That's a great family neighborhood, as well as like the Seco Park and State Streets and things like that. There's some really good neighborhoods that I would recommend just kind of watching, right? There's a lot of them that pop up on those things. And then some of that entry-level homes, what I would tell you is that Northview area. So you're looking at the Brook Points, the Brookways, the Brookvilles, all of those. Those are some great entry-level homes. And actually, I flipped a couple over there as well. That those are really great, updated construction and things that way that you can really add some equity into. So those are good entry-level things that way. Careful looking over there. Be careful on some of those, because some of those are the construction on them wasn't as great. So you need to kind of pay attention to what you're looking at when it comes to that stuff. So as a buyer, should you buy now or should you wait? Right? That's the age-old question. First and foremost, I'm going to let you know right now that buy when you are ready, because historically the market is going to be in your favor. That said, what I will tell you is that the price crash that everyone talks about, I don't think it's coming. I could be wrong. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't tell what I think is going to be. I think most sellers, if they don't get the price they want or need or whatever that may be, most sellers are going to stay in their home. So I don't think that big price crash is coming. Even in 08 and 09, like that didn't happen in our market either. So I don't think it's coming like most people think. Now, not to say that they aren't going to change or the values aren't going to fluctuate, because as of right now, they really have stayed pretty flat year over year. There is more inventory on the market. What that means for you as a buyer is that means that most times you have a little bit more negotiation room. And the reason being is that if you don't like house A, you can go to house B, C, or D, because there are more homes on the market that are probably going to be very similar, unless you want a specific neighborhood, a specific house, or a specific area of town. I think that really is important. But there are going to be things for you there, right? For your best deals, what I've seen or what I see with people is homes that have been on the market for more than 45 days. If they are sitting on the market more than 45 days, one of two things has happened. Either they have not gotten any offers, or two, they've gotten offers and they've been so low that they didn't accept them. So now when you're the second and or third person to come in and bring an offer in, that means that there may be more willing to actually listen to what a buyer has to say. So sometimes being second or third, if you're low, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. The other thing is there's a lot of price reductions, right? I always see in that first couple of weeks there are a lot of price reductions. Those are the people that I would say to pay attention to because they're wanting to make a move and wanting to do things. Now, again, it's not always the case. Everyone's circumstances are a little bit different. So I think that's stuff to kind of listen to and pay attention to. But that's what it is. The other side of this is anybody that purchased pre-2020, they typically have a little bit more equity in the property as well. So not saying you're going to get a heck of a deal, but it's still, there's a little bit more movement when it comes to that. The next section I want to talk about is for you sellers. If you are ready to sell and wanting to sell your home and get things going, here's a little bit of a reality check. I love it. I list homes every day, and I still think this is a really good market to sell in as well. I just think that being a little bit more realistic with our numbers, we're not getting those 21, 22 prices. We've missed those. Myself included, by the way. I want to be very clear on that. Like, I missed that market too. I'm not going to get the top dollar like I thought I was in 21 and 22 numbers. I missed that boat. That's my cross to bear, if you will. Homes still sell quick as long as they are priced right, priced correctly, and priced to sell. The home does have to be clean, it does have to be updated, and it does have to be ready to go when it comes to that kind of stuff. And if it's not updated, I think the big thing for that one is just pricing it realistically. I'm not telling you by any means, I'm not telling you to go and put a ton of money into a property that you are going to move out of, because that doesn't always work for everybody. But I think the other thing to that is that buyers want updated. Buyers want turnkey. They don't want to put money into a house anymore. I do. I like that. But that's what buyers want. Most buyers want that. They want something turnkey. So I think being ready to do that. Be willing to negotiate. I'm not telling you to give away the world, but I do think that you need to not be so steadfast on everything that you're like, nope, this is my number and I'm not coming off of it. Because I see it too many times, just having real talk with you, is that I see it too many times that sellers get so steadfast on a certain number or certain this or certain terms or whatever that may be, that they end up passing over thousands of dollars. Again, I'll give you a little bit of story myself. I did this last year. I was selling a house, one of our rentals, and I was so blinded by emotion that I was like, absolutely not. I'm not selling this house to this buyer because they want me to pay $30,000 in repairs and closing costs and this and this and this and this. Fast forward 4 months. This was in November. I actually sold that property in April. 4 months, 5 months later, and I took what I accepted was less money net in my pocket than what I would have done if I would not have been emotional with that one. I wanted the property sold. We got it sold, but there's still a lot of emotions that come with that. So I think being really diligent and understanding and being realistic with your negotiations and stuff, I think that's a big one to do it. Trust me when I tell you this, if you're with me, I will help you and walk you through every scenario that may look like that to make sure you are making the right decision for you and your family. And sometimes that decision is don't sell. But I think it also depends on what your motivating factor is too. If you want my full Manhattan market report for 2026, go ahead and comment below. I can give you the neighborhood by neighborhood stats, get you taken care of and get you squared up on that as well. So go ahead and put a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. That's all I have for you guys for today. This is your full market snapshot of Manhattan, Kansas. Again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, I'm here to help. My personal cell phone number is 785-477-5485. My email is kyle@homesforsalemhk.com. Again, you guys, I cannot stress this enough. I get this so many times that people say, oh man, I was gonna call you, but so-and-so referred me to somebody else. That's fine. Have that conversation with that person, but also reach out. Ask questions to me. I want to help you make a good decision, an honest decision for you and your family, or for you and when you make your move to Manhattan, to make sure we get you taken care of. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy this content, please go and hit that subscribe button. And if you would, go ahead and share this video with somebody that might be thinking about making a move and or changing this year in 2026. I'd love to get them talking to them and just kind of get talking through what that looks like. So as always, if you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm here, whether it's buying, selling, investing, or just anything real estate related. I'm here to help. I want to get you taken care of. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video.